From in and around the Capital Region on the Alive Radio Network, this is The Matter at Hand. I'm Alicia Purdy.
Chick-Fil-A. I could eat there 7 times a day, where the people laugh and children play. Oh, I'm in love with Chick-Fil-A. Suddenly, I need waffle fries in front of me, with some nuggets and a large sweet tea. Oh, Chick-fil-A, you set me free.
At least 3 members of the New York State Assembly are pushing back against a plan to bring Chick-fil-A to the New York State Thruway. A letter signed by Democrat Harry Bronson and co-signed by Democrats Deborah Glick and Daniel O'Donnell asks Thruway Authority Matthew Driscoll to re-examine the list of approved concessions for a $450 million project to redevelop the Thruway service areas across the state. Chick-fil-A, which is famously closed on Sundays, recently faced renewed scrutiny over donations made by its CEO, Dan Cathy, to groups fighting legislation for LGBTQ protections. Cathy is also known to be a high-dollar donor to the National Christian Charitable Foundation, one of the largest charities in the U.S., with a history of funding opposition to the Equality Act. The Chick-fil-A Corporation issued a statement in response stating clearly that the chain did not have a political nor social agenda and said they welcomed everyone in their restaurants and noted they'd always heavily poured into local communities with food and aid. But that didn't stop cancel culture from coming after the chain. The 3 New York State Assemblymen who opposed putting Chick-fil-A restaurants at Thruway stops pushed back against Chick-fil-A's response, saying that Chick-fil-A and its founders have a long and controversial history of opposing the rights of LGBTQ plus individuals and families. And they cited the company's supportive organizations that they called hostile to LGBTQ plus rights.
There's only been one time in my entire life where it was difficult to be gay. Only one time. And that was when the gay community declared war against Chick-fil-A. Oh, that was a dark day, you guys. Because here's the deal, people. I'm fat first, lesbian second. That's the order. And the gay community, they sent out a bat signal. They said we couldn't eat at Chick-fil-A anymore because there were some anti-gay people up top, and I was like, no, please, God, no! Come on, no! Their chicken doesn't taste like it hates gay people.
The Georgia-based Chick-fil-A was originally founded in 1946, and the company operates more than 2,600 restaurants around the U.S. Many of the company's values are influenced by the Christian religious beliefs of its late founder, Truett Cathy, a devout Southern Baptist, and they are active in giving back to their communities. The company's official statement of corporate purpose says the business exists to glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that is entrusted to them, and to have a positive influence on all who come into contact with Chick-fil-A. Today, Chick-fil-A is the 3rd largest chain in the U.S. by sales. McDonald's and Starbucks brought in more money in the U.S. last year, but with vastly more restaurants to pull from. The controversy surrounding accusations of LGBTQ discrimination has only increased the company's sales, and current Chick-fil-A CEO Dan Cathy has been vocal that the company firmly supports the biblical definition of the family unit. And he said, even though it might not be popular with everyone, he thanks the Lord that America is a country where people can share their values and operate on biblical principles.
Oh, Chick-fil-A, you set me free. Kids, get in the van so we can go there today. But their stores are closed, oh I know, 'cause it's Sunday.
Chick-fil-A doesn't have as large of a footprint in New York as they do in the South, But the restaurant chain is popular, and the protest of the New York State Assemblyman drew criticism even from the Albany Times-Union editors, in spite of the fact that the publication has a well-known reputation for being heavily progressive with a distinctly Democrat slant. In an editorial this month, the Times-Union said that they have long supported LGBTQ rights, and they as a publication will continue to do so. However, they said, the lawmakers are wrong to suggest that Chick-fil-A can be essentially canceled, at least from public property in New York, simply because of its political views and contributions. According to the Times-Union, Chick-fil-A has a First Amendment right to express its views and donate to organizations without government punishment. And they said choosing or excluding state vendors based on political views and contributions sets a dangerous precedent. The Times-Union editors posed these questions. What if future governors decide to forbid restaurants that give to their political opponents? What if Republicans demand the Thruway exclude chains that have donated to liberal causes? Who decides which opinions are acceptable and which are not? But left-leaning New Yorkers aren't the only ones trying to cancel America's most popular and successful chicken operation. Over 170 students and faculty at Notre Dame lashed out about a Chick-fil-A restaurant opening on campus. And they were so vocal that it caught national attention and the attention of Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican from South Carolina, who promised in a series of tweets that he had Chick-fil-A's back and would go to war for the principles they stood for. And Graham agreed it sets a dangerous precedent to try and cancel a restaurant for the values personally held by its founder. According to the students and faculty in opposition of a Chick-fil-A on campus at Notre Dame, patronizing Chick-fil-A means lining the pockets of its current CEO, Dan Cathy, whom they said has unapologetically broadcast what they call his homophobic views. And they said they feel Cathy's leadership is regressive and it trickles down into everyday business at Chick-fil-A. Even so, Chick-fil-A was recently ranked the best fast food restaurant in a survey by the American Customer Satisfaction Index. One of Chick-fil-A's biggest advantages is its hospitality and customer service policies that set them light years ahead of their competition. Chick-fil-A tops rankings of the most polite chains in fast food. In 2018, a woman went viral for showering love on Chick-fil-A because of their stellar customer service.
I was in the line 3.5 seconds. That was to order, pay, and get my food. Baby, let me tell you what kind of training they doing. They is in the military in Chick-fil-A. I'm telling you, they have some training that they're doing. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. I don't understand why I go to Popeyes and I got to wait on hot chicken when all you sell is chicken. McDonald's don't ever have nothing working, and don't let me get started on Burger King, okay? But Chick-fil-A be killing it. They have a military base that they train out of. I'm convinced. And I just appreciate the professionalism. They smiling. Cheese, may I help you? Hello, Miss Carissa. How do you know me? Because I told the girl back there and they communicate.
And stories abound in the news and on social media about the good work Chick-fil-A employees do just because they're trained to care and to show kindness to all.
For your kid's birthday, you want them to feel like the only kid in the world. But this year, it made it really difficult to have a birthday party.
My mom took me to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A just goes above and beyond. I knew that they would make it special.
There was like a little note for a mobile order that said, "Can you please sing happy birthday?"
They sung happy birthday to me and I cried.
She was, in fact, happy.
We got you something, Nova.
What is that?
A cookie. Thank you. Oops.
And the restaurant has the vocal support and love from a number of celebrities from all walks of life. But in the Christian world, the chicken chain has become something of a pop culture icon. Comedian John Crist features stand-up comedy and commercials in which his love for Chick-fil-A is evident.
Girl, me and you were made for each other like a homeschool van in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Girl, you treat me wrong and I'm a chicken biscuit after 10:30. Not available. Oh, you need a man that's financially stable? Well, they call me a Chick-fil-A catered nugget platter because I can feed a whole family. Communication in our relationship is like the Chick-fil-A drive-thru, both lanes open. Call me a strawberry passion tea lemonade because I'm only available for a limited time. Honestly, call me a catered nugget platter because your family would be thrilled if you brought me to Christmas. You have found the man of your dreams. Call me a Chick-fil-A employee because I'm selfless, service-oriented, and probably homeschooled.
In fact, Christ himself once worked for the restaurant chain and was fired on the spot for stirring their proprietary lemonade with his hand when he couldn't find a spoon. The company is known for having a no-nonsense policy of rule-breaking and a stringent commitment to excellence in every detail of how they conduct business. And not every New Yorker is opposed to the presence of a Chick-fil-A in the state. Last year, the cross-country team at RPI in Troy were craving Chick-fil-A, but the closest freestanding restaurant was a 90-minute drive away. So instead, the students pooled their money and bought a plane ticket, except they never left Albany. One of the students instead used the plane ticket to get into the Albany International Airport, go through TSA, and buy Chick-fil-A at the airport's food court for everyone on the team. The $227 order consisted of 15 Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches, 15 large waffle fries, 156 Chick-fil-A nuggets, 1 bag of cookies, and a lemonade. Founder Truett Cathy's understanding and love of the Bible and insight of the Holy Spirit is credited for being a bedrock for Chick-fil-A, being built with a central mission to serve as a fundamentally welcoming place with friendly employees and spotless locations. But it was Dan Cathy, Truett's son, who took those principles and turned them into concrete business practices, and to build upon the biblical principle of going the second mile for someone else, as Jesus said in Matthew 5:41. In staunch opposition to the way that Chick-fil-A runs their business is Burger King, an open and vocal supporter of the LGBTQ agendas, legislation, and social justice movements. In June, Burger King, which recently launched the Chick-King sandwich, a stunningly similar chicken sandwich to Chick-fil-A's classic chicken sandwich, said it will donate 40 cents for every chicken sandwich sold during Pride Month to the Human Rights Campaign. And Burger King took aim at Chick-fil-A, saying they would continue their donations even on Sundays, when Chick-fil-A is closed. 20 years ago, the Cathy family drew an even more direct connection between Chick-fil-A's business plan and its Christian values, when the next generation of the Cathy family signed a covenant together as brothers and sisters, promising to carry on Chick-fil-A's history of philanthropic work, to grow conservatively, and to never take the company public, and to never open on Sundays. According to the covenant they signed that day, they committed to being faithful to Christ's lordship in their lives, and said as committed Christians, they will live a life of selfless devotion to his calling. The fact that Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays has always been a lament among restaurant patrons, even inspiring songs about Chick-fil-A cravings on a Sunday that will simply have to wait until Monday.
Chick-fil-A, I want you, I need you, but it's Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, withdrawals on the Lord's Day. Chick-fil-A, you got everything that I want, everything that I need. Chick-fil-A sauce so good like it was made by G.O.D. You the best.
According to New York's Thruway Authority, all businesses with Thruway contracts are held to the same non-discriminatory standards. And they said the New York State Thruway Authority, its board of directors and staff support an inclusive environment that treats the tens of millions of people that travel the system daily with dignity and respect. It is, of course, against state law to discriminate based on sexual orientation, and Chick-fil-A, like all other restaurants, must abide by state non-discrimination laws. And according to the Times Union editors, while many New Yorkers may not be convinced the restaurant's foundational principles are neutral enough, let alone in lockstep with social justice movements, the Times Union editors said that for all those who oppose Chick-fil-A, they do have a choice. They can go eat somewhere else. Examining the issues that pertain to the people of God. This is the matter at hand. From in and around the Capital Region, on the Alive Radio Network, I'm Alicia Purdy.